Mini39? Holy cow! I would not have seen this coming! I'm hyped! I'm so sorry for that. Hey there guys, my name is Blake, also known as The Nerd, and yes, 51st episode of Mini39. Man, I was so overhyped that I exhausted myself in a slight second. Kind of proves my weight there. But, we're back. 6 requests. But before I get started with those, I have 2 additions. The first one is, I'll be taking requests on both Twitter and Facebook. Now, Twitter, obviously, you use the hashtag Mini39, and you must mention my username, which is Blake_the_nerd. It'll be a lot easier for me to read because, to be honest, I should have done this a long time ago, but I normally don't read just the hashtag. So if you mention my username, which is on the screen right now, or again, it's Blake_the_nerd, with hashtag Mini39 in your request, I'll be able to do that. Now on Facebook, I will have a specific post on my page. So make sure you follow my Facebook page or like it, so you know what the post is. And from there, you're going to comment the same format on that post. I'll be reading only on that post. So keep a good eye on that. Make sure you comment if you're on Facebook. I don't know how many requests I'm going to get on Facebook, but at least I'll get something. And of course, my patrons will still get full priorities to their requests by using the Mini39 chat exclusive to them. I'll probably add it up to friends as well, over on my Discord. If you want to check out my Discord and join in, have some fun, chat and whatnot, I'll provide you guys that in the link down in the description below. Just search for the one on Discord. I didn't think I was going to be out of breath by doing that whole segment at the beginning there, but I am now realizing the consequences of that. Ooh-wee, I am... Gotta take a second here to breathe. Okay, so I have all 6 of my requests. Oh, by the way, the second thing that I've mentioned, I'm gonna mention that later on, because we just got started with Mini39. I'd rather not spoil it. With all that being said, though, let's jump right into our first request, which is coming to us from Elizabeth DeLong, who requested, or actually, who had a song of hers requested in the 15th episode of Extravaganza, the 3rd part. Probably gonna cut out a lot of people who have been requesting a lot in the 50th episode of Extravaganza, because that has been live streamed, with a few exceptions you guys will be seeing later on. But after the 50th, after this episode, I will be open to anyone, so please keep in mind on that one, for those of you who commented on the 50th episode of Extravaganza, because there was a lot of requests. But Elizabeth DeLong requested Look This Way, Baby, on the hard difficulty with Kaito in his Phantom Thief outfit and the guilty hair. Not a bad combo. Not a bad combo, although I feel like the hair's a bit too bright with the module. Sorry for being a little critiquey here, but I mean, it does look nice. Do not get me wrong. It definitely looks nice. Other than the bright hair being a bit too bright. But anyways, go ahead and adjust the volume here so I can actually listen to the song as I'm playing along. Let's jump right in to this request. Okay, I think I caught up on my breath now. I think I'm good. Wait, how'd I... Okay. Okay, that one I understand because I have not played this song in a while. Thank goodness this isn't the 3 strikes. I'll have to cut that one out. Oh, okay, there we go. 4 times the charm in terms of states. Said no one ever. Yeah, this has been one of my worst attempts at this one. 1 point I almost got perfect, I remember that one, but this one, 90% again. Well, for granted, if it was actually really bad, it would have been like maybe like 85, but 90. Yeah, I definitely have not been on the song for a while. If I'm getting a 90%, like 4 saves, unless somehow I got another one that I wasn't even aware of, which hopefully is not the case. But regardless of what I got, oh, 95 out of 6 was my highest one. Really? I thought I got higher than that. Man, I definitely need to watch more of my Minute 39 stuff if that's the case. But regardless, that's always a fun song to do. Especially the fact that it's like a rockin' rhythmatic tone to it. It is that, is what I meant to say, but still, it's always fun to play that. So thank you, Elizabeth, for that request. Let's move on to our next one. Guys, whatever you do, don't have a meltdown. Ha! Come on, it's not an episode of Minute 39 without a pun, or any video really without a pun. Then again, it isn't a Chuka Conroy video without puns either, to be completely honest. So in that sense, we're... Anyways. I don't know how to pronounce your first name, but I'm gonna try it anyways, even though you've been here beforehand. Leijarn Sheethead Steel. First off, not a problem. Your first request was a hassle. It happens to me a lot, trust me. But this person requested Meltdown with any Vocaloid but Rin, and she's giving us very specific... Oh wait, hold on. Any specific module choices should we choose which one? You guys will see all of them on screen right now, but I went with Lucas' one, which is Temptation in the Hard Rock Hair. I don't know why, I just felt super natural. And it almost looks like Rin's from this one as well, so that's what kind of inspired me to do that. Although there's like no Rin bow, but for this one, I don't think it's a problem. Now, you didn't specify... Oh. It was. I just now realized it. Difficulty is either hard or extreme. I could say extra extreme, but... I have not passed it on extreme yet. I've already perfected on hard, but... I do a score attack. Oof. Also, shout out to Vincent Marandola for leaving a comment on one of my videos. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. Let's step it up a couple and try it on extra extreme. Not what you specifically have, but I'm gonna take that one step forward and we're gonna go extra. Plus, extra is a little bit easier. It's a 7.5. So over that part. Oh, too early on that, but... Wait, how'd I get save on 1 though? Fun work, man, fun work. Oh, well. I done so much better beforehand. Why am I... Wow. Do it once, shame on me. Do it twice, especially on extra extreme. Yeah, I've been on minute 39 way too long. That's probably how you know. I took a week off so that way I can... Because the 50th episode extravaganza was pretty huge, but... Man... If I know I wasn't going to do that well on Extra Extreme, I'd just gone with hard. But, man, it's good practice at least. I'll give it that. At least it was really good practice, so I'll take whatever I get. I know, don't worry, this isn't you're doing. It's the fact I have not been on here in quite a while. So the fault is not on you, the fault is on me and many of my projects, including Star Allies, which hopefully you guys are enjoying if you guys are watching my playthrough of Kirby Star Allies. With that, thank you, Legim, Sheethead Steel. Hopefully, again, I pronounced your name correctly for that request. Now let's move on to our next one. Okay, so from the same one, I believe these are from the 49th or 40th, I'm pretty sure it's 49th, it said 4 weeks ago, almost a month. Wow. VMMMCXB requested Iroha Uta, with Rin on the hard difficulty with her Heat Haze module, but with the future style hair. We're on a trend with this one. Feels like almost every other one from Rin is this one. No complaints, mind you, because I think that's actually the best hairstyle, my favorite out of all of her hairstyles, but still, that's a lot. But anyways, this one's from... Oh, that's the illustration. Like, performed, or music made by Rita009, but that's the illustration. I'm assuming for the cover, which is a very nice cover. A lot of thorns though, a lot of roses. Concerning a good madam. Maybe on that day you wanted to paint roses or something. I don't know. It does make sense. There's a... I think it's themed around roses or something like that. Not sure, but let's keep hush. At least it wasn't... That's a halfway point, so that's good. Or something like that. Not that mess-ups are good, but... You get the idea, though. I bet you that part's hard on extreme. Yeah, it's 2 saves, I believe. 2 saves isn't bad. Hello! Safe got friends. And we can add a miss to the party, even though I got that right somehow. No matter, though, 9158. I am content with an excellent. I am very content with an excellent. I cannot think of it any better than an excellent. And hey, look at that! Colorful tone catches up, I think. Wait, no. What's Future Sound 23? So I think Future Sound was 23, and now we have color tone on 24. No, they're the same. Okay, I took a look at the bottom right corner. Like, oh, wait a second. There's the thing right there that tells us. Holy cow, almost up to 1 million VP. Shame, I could have spent all that had I not done the downloadable key to get all the stuff, but it was necessary at the time. But thank you, VMMMCXV, for that request. That was fun. Surprised I actually got a 91% on the 7-star. Ooh, look at this one. 69, 91. Definitely get improvements there. That was fun though, I actually really did like that one. But thank you again, and let's move on to our next request. Okay, this might be the most complex request I think I've ever gotten. By complex, I mean really big. This will probably fill up the entire screen, but let's just narrow it down right now. So, Seal-Fan requested the F edition of Senbon Sakura with all the Vocaloids. Now this is where things get really interesting. Hopefully I can do it within 2 breaths. Because this module choice is big. Alright, so Miku's in her fairy outfit with the Hatsune Miku Matsuo girl hair, Rin's in her ROF outfit with also her Matsuo girl hair, Kite Len in his indigo outfit with the indigo fox hair, Luca having her interview hair, while having the after school module, Meiko in her yukata style outfit with her swimwear B, and Kaito in his plaid resort hair with the campus outfit. Oh! I think it was all in 2 breaths, right? That's a mouthful. And don't worry, it wasn't too confusing. It was a mouthful, that's for sure, but it wasn't confusing. But it is on hard difficulty, so plenty of time to catch up here. After all, it is a 7.5, so hopefully that's a good sign that can actually do a little better. 82. Could be good. It's good, but it could be better. Definitely could be better. Now, since we have all the Vocaloids, might as well just do the all versions. Because it's all of them. It just makes sense. They're here. They should be singing. And my mouth is on fire from all that. Spitting fire. Spitting fire tracks. Oh. That... I swear, I've never had a comment that huge before. Like, filled the entire... Well, half of the screen normally. Finally! We're cooperating! Alright, game. You win. Okay. I had spent so much time on this one because whenever I try to do those close note things, apparently my controller / the game thought it was doing the wrong notes. Like, you guys might have seen like some of the wrongs in there. Just so you know, I 100% hit the correct buttons and the responding D-pad buttons. Like, every time it was a triangle, it was up, but apparently it must have misread it, thought it was a square or an X or a circle or something, but I don't know what the heck is going on with my controller today, but that did it for me. That did it. Granted, yes, after quite a while, I beat my score by only like 4%. Only 4%. But I had spent unnecessary amount of times at the beginning because it would not respond to the X button the way I wanted it to. There was one miss I had, which was because my fingers slipped. Like, it was a slip up on my part. Like, something about my fingers either slipped or I must have assumed something slipped, or it was mostly slipping, but all the other ones were not my doing. It was either the PlayStation, the game, or my controller assuming I pushed a completely different button when I didn't. This is why the Nintendo Switch has better control IMO, but the PlayStation still has better games. Actually, no. The Nintendo Switch is getting pretty good with their games. They got Mario Odyssey. They haven't Crash Insane Trilogy. It needs Future Tone or my life will be complete. Maybe then the Nintendo Switch controller will actually know what buttons I'm pushing. If Future Tone comes on there. That's enough of that, though. In the long run, I'm happy that I got a slightly better score, if anything. Would have been nice to get it on Excellent after all that hassle, but that's something I will need to practice on. So, thank you, Seal Fan, for that request. Even though my PlayStation controller and I will be having a nice conversation after this. Well, let's move on to our next request. Alright, this one seems a little more relaxing. And fun fact, I perfected this song on my own time, so not so far away now, is it? Anyways, Miku fan number 3939 requested Far Away on Extra Extreme. with the Gothic outfit in the Breathe With You and the accessory, Future Me put a picture of an axe because it's a pun. The accessory! Putting a misspell into the pun, that's so nice, right? Which is the Hatsune Miku because the flowers make the hair look nice. Thank you. You must have learned. You must have learned from that live stream. Just kidding, this was a week ago, so maybe she might have, I'm not really sure. But apparently it's not a typo on the... Really? I'll have to go back and look at it. But this is it. The flowers look really nice with the mantra, I must say, so... You're stepping up your game! All we need to do is replace the Majuni with something, we got it. But Extra Extreme is 6-star. So technically it'll be a little bit better than Roshin Yokai or Roshin Yukai or Meltdown. But we'll see how quote-unquote difficult it is. It is 6 stars after all, so I'm not expecting it to be over the top difficult. So far so good. Well, I was right-ish. 6 stars. A little bit easier. Just wish it was that when I did the attempts. Like, this took... I lost count how many of them, but it was quite a lot. Oh man. It was actually pretty well worth the 8752 doing all that. I will definitely say 410,000 was not bad. And a nice chunk of change. A nice... Oh, there's no experience for that. Huh. Odd. But another song on Extra Extreme accomplished. And conveniently, right next to Finder. That's nice. But anyways, thank you, Miku fan number 39. I have no words left for that. Let's move on to our final request, shall we? Well, have a star easier. Better than nothing, am I right? Final one comes from some Zekred LP. Go figure, he was one of the first requesters in the first episode, so like, I guess he wanted to wait until the 51st to make this request and not on the live stream. Alright. But he requested Amatsu Kitsune on the hard difficulty with Luca in her Luca Flower outfit. We must include fox ears, which unfortunately there isn't any, and a fox tail on her, or something representing a kitsune. Well, with the 9 tails, and unfortunately there really isn't any fox ears. The closest thing I could get was brown cat ears. The only way I would be able to get fox ears is if I did Len, which unfortunately, well, was not part of the request. So that's the closest thing to fox ears is the dog ears, but we do not want a sad kitsune. We want a happy kitsune, so cat ears have to do. Good old Mirai DX flashbacks to ye old 2015. I was at 2014, but the game came out in North America in 2015. At least in terms of Nintendo 3DS. So there's that. I'm excited to go back to this, especially seeing what the challenge is for hard, because on hard it might be a little bit more complex, but I like to imagine not. Remember, the first part is when in Mario DX being a jerk. But this one starts right now, I think. Messed up a few times, so I don't feel bad. Now I really don't feel bad about that one slip up. Well, okay, at first I had one mess up, and that's because my finger slipped, but then, in good old me trying out a song on Future Tone for the first time, I missed a few. For once, I'm glad to say this, I'm actually glad that one slip-up did not count towards my failure. Well, not failure, but a score I got. Because if it was like that, I would have been done with this episode. Would have been upset, because apparently, my PlayStation controller does not like me playing Oriental songs. It did that with Senbon Sakura, and it did it again with this one. Had to reset so many times because either the controller thought I slipped and pushed a different button, or the controller thought I missed the button even though it was clearly pushing. I have no clue what's going on today, but when it does it once, yeah, that's fine. When it does it twice, we'll need to have a talk, Sony. You and I. I'm gonna send a letter of complaint. Except never will. I'll give you another shot. Alright, I'll give you another shot, but 730,785, not a bad score to work with. Not a bad one at all. Got me closer to 25. That's pretty good. That is really good. But that is it for our requests, so thank you, Zekroid LP, for that one. Wait a second, no. That would actually be the last request. But I kind of want to do something to spice up the episode. And every other episode, no, not every other, but every episode of Mini 39 from here on out. Alrighty, I thought I actually recorded my audio alongside the export video, but apparently I didn't, so let me briefly explain what I was talking about. Basically, I want to include my own request, however, I want to spice it up, because if I did my request the same way every time, it'd be pretty boring for me and be pretty boring for you guys. So I figured I'd add a wheel to spice it up. I'll briefly explain each of them, starting with the first one, which is called 3 Strikes. How this one works is I have 3 attempts at a song I've already beaten to either beat the high score or pass it once again, but the catch is I have 3 attempts. And in each of those 3 attempts, I can only miss 3 notes. So, if I missed a 4th note on one attempt, I have to start the song over again. And if I were to hit the 4th miss 3 times, I have to stop the song right where it is and call it defeat. The reason I do songs that I've already passed is just to make it a little bit easier, because if I were to do a song I've never beaten before, it would be considered unfair, at least to me. The second panel is Score Attack, basically playing a song, but instead of going for perfection, I aim to get a high score on that said song by simply missing whole notes on purpose instead of on accident. The third one is Gimmick Note, where basically I have to add one of the 3 gimmicks that's already presented in Future Tone when playing a song. You've noticed the 3 already whenever I go through the mode itself. Then there's Random Madness, which everything is random. The song is randomly selected. The Vocaloid, the module, the hairstyle is randomly selected. And if I choose to put on any accessories, I have to put them on randomly. I don't know how I'm actually going to do that. Not blindfold, because you can't clearly see what I put on blindfold or not. For all I know, I could be playing a blindfold throughout this entire game. Just kidding. Probably not going to happen. Me putting on a blindfold. I don't know what I'll do about the accessories, but everything else is random. The 5th option is Extreme Heat. For this one, I played a song I've already cleared, whether that's great, excellent, standard, perfect, etc., and play it on extreme or extra extreme like I would with any other request. But the catch with this one is I cannot put it on safety mode. I have to do it as it is. And if I fail the song, that's it. That's all I can do. That is basically extra extreme or extreme songs in a nutshell with this panel. The 6th one is Perfectionist. Basically taking any song that has an excellent rating and try to get a perfect within that episode. This one will be pretty long for me should it land on this one. I will say up front right now. Then we got Sneaky Request. Now this is where you guys can also come in. By just submitting a request, you actually have double the chances of appearing. Basically, I select a request and do it as it's formatted. However, I will not tell any of you guys who this request is from. I will basically just tell you guys what the song is, what the difficulty, what the module is. And if you guys want to participate, this is totally optional. But you can leave a comment guessing who you think might have left that specific request. I think it'll be a fun, interactive way to see who's right and who's wrong. Plus, it'll be a little bit of excitement to the person who actually submitted it. And finally, there is free play, which basically allows me to choose any song I want, any module, etc., without having to do any of these crazy panel stuff that comes with it. It'll be a nice break every once in a while if I get it, but it's all random. Alright, enough explaining, let's spin this wheel and see what I get. And oh boy, extreme heat. Well, I didn't say this would have happened in the first episode I introduced this in, but it did. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting picking a song to do on Extreme or Extra Extreme. Okay, so I was giving it a little bit of a thought here. Is this on Extra Extreme? Oh. No. I give it a little bit of a thought, and got a perfect on Wintry Winds. So I'm thinking, for the Extreme Heat, I'll try out Wintry Winds, which is an 8-star, which is pretty high, but we've done a 7.5 on Extra Extreme, we've done a 6, so it would make sense for us to do at least one Extreme song today. We've had plenty of those requests already. But hopefully it doesn't take me as long as those ones did. And because it's Oriental, I have a good feeling that PlayStation controller is not going to cooperate with me in this one also. But it's worth a shot at least, so... Original outfits, Extra Extreme, the heat. The heat is on. Hopefully it's a little bit generous in the beginning here. I'm pretty sure it will, because it's actually really slow. Won't pick up the pace until later, I'm assuming. Whoa! Well then, now I definitely know why it's an 8-star! That right there! Wow, okay, I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning, I had to reset a couple times because I was actually going a bit too fast in those ones, but when those hit, I was like, there's no way this can be an 8-star thing, but then I see that, and I'm assuming I must have pushed some of the buttons that weren't on there by mistake instead. But now I can definitely see why it's an 8-star because of that, and I'm assuming things later on that kind of make up for that being all exactly an 8-star as well. For an Extreme Heat, I'd say that was a decent song choice to begin with, though again, I did drop out. One thing I will note, if I exceed 60%, I'm going to count that as a pass. For right now, it is a fail. So right now, I have failed this Extreme Heat. Is there any punishment for me failing it? No. I'm just doing a fail pass thing for fun. No real punishment, just my own thing for fun, so... One Extreme Heat failed. But I must say, for an 10, that was really darn impressive. 54%. I feel like if I actually had a little bit more practice in the long run, I might have done a little bit better, but... For a song perfected, that's really good. That actually is really good. But yeah, that is the new addition to Minute 39. And a good note to leave it off too, because holy cow, a little bit of behind the scene magic. This is almost an hour and 15 minutes of recording after so many resets on some of the songs. So much editing, but it'll be worth it. Thank you guys for tuning in to this 51st episode of Minute 39. If, of course, you want to submit any requests on Facebook, make sure it is that post that I mentioned. I'll link it to you guys in the description below. If it's through Twitter, use hashtag Minute39 with my username Blake_the_nerd. It's at Blake_the nerd, not at _Blake_the nerd. Don't at that one because I'm not sure who owns that. If anyone owns it, it's probably going to be empty. So make sure it's Blake_the nerd. And of course, if you want to submit your requests here on YouTube, just follow the format. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing and ringing the bell so that you don't miss a single episode of a new release.